This is Iris Lloyd, president of CUPE New Brunswick, and you are listening to CUPE Talks in the Maritimes with Nick and Chris.
Do you have any takeaways that you're going to be taking from the courses that you've learned so far?
Yes. So I've done a lot of the single day training courses through CUPE already. And one of the most valuable things is speaking and discussing events and experiences with the other participants.
And I would love to see more members get involved with anything, whether it's start out on a small committee. We want to see,
Can you tell us a little bit about what you've learned here this week?
It's a great learning experience, and as long as I've been around and involved, I'm still learning.
I am Nicholas London, co-host of CUPE Talk in the Maritimes.
I'm Chris Watson, president of the New Brunswick Federation of Labor and co-host of CUPE Talk in the Maritimes.
Hi, my name is Brian Watson, former president of CUPE New Brunswick, and now the producer of CUPE Talk in the Maritimes and across Canada.
Wes Wills, Local 380 Vice President.
Hey, this is Justin Spooner, Region DVP and First Vice President of CUPE 1253.
I'm Shelby Dodge, President of Local 3226.
Karen Tier, President of the New Brunswick Council of Nursing Home Unions.
I'm Jamie Agnew, and I'm the President of CUPE Local 963, representing New Brunswick Liquor Store, retail, and warehouse workers.
I'm Sherry Hillier, President of CUPE Newfoundland and Labrador, and General Vice President for the Atlantic Maritimes.
I'm Cheryl Ann Keown, and I'm the Healthcare Council President, PEI, and I also sit on Local 805.
Quay, hello. This is Kathy Johnson, President of CUPE 5446.
Hi, my name is Dorinda Smith. I'm from Local 813.
I'm Teresa McAllister, Provincial President of CUPE 2745 Educational Support Staff.
Bonjour, ici Alain Soucy, membre du SCFP, Syndicat canadien de la fonction publique.
Hey everyone, this is Candace Rennick, CUPE's National Secretary Treasurer, and you're listening to CUPE Talk in the Maritimes.
Hey, this is Mark Hancock, CUPE National President, and you're listening to CUPE Talk in the Maritimes.
Hey guys, I'm Nick, this is Wes, and we are CUPE Talk in the Maritimes here in New Glasgow at the CUPE head office. Wes, how do you feel about being here in New Glasgow today?
I really enjoy being here, brother. We got here a little earlier today. Just been taking in a little bit some of the sites here, visiting a couple of different CUPE offices and filming some content for the channel here. Looking forward to the events tomorrow. Really excited to meet some of our brothers and sisters.
You know, I'll tell you, we've got rallies happening. We've got strikes just happening. Yeah. We've got a lot going on right here in Nova Scotia. And what they weren't prepared for is when CUPE Talk in the Maritimes comes to town and we let the public know the truth. We let everyone know what is really going on. And brother, who better to give them that news than you and I right here?
Exactly. We're really looking forward to, myself tomorrow, seeing what the day brings for us, and we can get some really good footage and make the people more aware of what's going on here in Nova Scotia.
Absolutely. We've got tons of interviews tomorrow. Yep. We're going to have a jam-packed day. We're going to cover as much as we possibly can for you guys. And we just look forward to bringing you all into the know, because remember, guys, an injury to one is indeed an injury to all.
Exactly. It's the Canadian Union of Public Employees, and we all have to stick together. That's what we're here for. We support each other. We're here for each other when we need it.
Solidarity. Hey guys, I am Nick, joined with Wes, as always. We are here with Edwina from Local 1082 Long-Term Care. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We are very happy to have you. You are very busy. There's a lot going on today.
Yes.
How long have you been here now?
So I've been working at St. Vincent's Nursing Home in Halifax for the past 14 years as a CCA.
I'm also part of our union, our Local 1082. I am the treasurer of that. I look after all the money, and I'm also the co-chair of Global Justice Committee.
Wow. So tell me, what do you do as co-chair for the Justice Committee?
So what the Global Justice Committee is, we try to make, of course, peace with everywhere, and everything. Each month they try to act on something different. So like we'll be doing like Palestine one day, and then something else the next month, kind of thing. Right now, we just gave a $200 donation to, I hope I'm not wrong, but I think it was the Free Gaza Support. I forget the name of the actual thing, but we gave them a $200 donation from the Global Justice Committee.
Nice. That's awesome.
Very nice. Very nice.
So tell us, while you are the secretary treasurer, has there been other things that you have done with your local other than that? Have you any other positions? What else have you done?
So right now we're bargaining the government, and I do sit on the bargaining committee. We're the lead table.
Very nice.
So there's three of us, so I get to sit with the bargaining committee, and right now we're bargaining with the government. We had a nice rally yesterday at Tim Houston's office. We made some noise there, so hopefully what we're looking for comes through. And that's not just for my position as a CCA, it's for every department, support services, maintenance, everywhere we're looking for the same thing. So I do a lot of work like with the local, going to meetings with people. We take different courses to help out. The conferences give us a lot of information, and I'm busy with it.
Well,
that's my president.
Let's talk about the rally, because I want everyone to understand how essential long care workers are. I mean, my goodness, I put that up there with anything, because our seniors are so important,
Yes.
and we're supposed to be the next ones, and the next generation will be there for us. And in order to do that, the government needs to understand the value of long-term care.
Right, but I don't think that they do. Like they think they do,
but they
don't. They don't work every day. We go through there. We're supposed to have the 4.1, but it's not mandated, so not everybody gets that. If someone calls in sick, they don't replace them, so we work short. So it puts more work on us, not just us. It also puts more work on the kitchen. It puts more work on the house cleaners and all that. So working short is really hard because the resident is not getting what they want, like what they need.
The care
they need, and the one-on-one that they need. It's not just personal care. It's like, don't take them outside for 15 minutes. You can't do that if you're working short. That's right. And same with like laundry. If they're working short, how are they going to get everybody's clothes clean and ironed?
Exactly.
Have the housekeepers, when they're short, they have to speed now because there's nobody to pick their spot, and they can't properly clean a room if they're short-staffed. And the kitchen as well. If they're short-staffed, they got to cook for everybody.
It is a major issue. It really is.
It is, and myself, I have a parent who is in the system and requires long-term care, and I am extremely grateful for everything that is done for her because she's very well looked after. And I see what the employees go through, the short-staffed, working long hours, and they do it generally because they care.
Exactly.
They do.
I think every one of my residents are like my own flesh and blood. I absolutely love each and every one of them, and they know that I do.
Exactly.
One of the, and this is where I get upset, is that, and I'm not going to go on a big rant because I tend to do that.
That's okay.
But this is where the government needs to open their eyes and say to themselves, we're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do the right thing. We need to help. These people are the backbone. These people are essential. They're vital. And long-term care workers are super important. And I'm here to say, as a CUPE member and also as the co-host of CUPE Talk in the Maritimes, that not only do we support you and we stand with you, but the government needs to get up off their butt and give the fair deal. Bargaining in good faith is number one, and get something on the table that these workers deserve, need, and with all the changes coming, this is going to be very beneficial for them. So I stand with you.
Thank you. We actually are hoping to get the flat 5 for each department. Right now, our support services are only making 18 something an hour, and the living wage here in Halifax is 29 something.
Wow.
So
holy, that's a difference.
A lot of big difference in their pay. That's not fair. It's not right. You know, they're, you know, yeah, the CCAs are looking after your little ones, but their clothes are being washed by somebody.
Yeah.
Their rooms are being cleaned. Their laundry's being done at price support services. So they're just as important. So they need a raise too.
Absolutely. Okay, great. Edwin, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you coming and talking with us. We wish you nothing but the best. Nothing but the best for 1082. And we believe that with the power of solidarity, that things will go the way they should go, and you guys deserve the best.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate you guys too for having CUPE Talks. Get the word out there.
Good morning, everyone. We are here, Nick and Wes, with RIA, with Local 1028, Department of
Community Services.
Department of Community Services and Social Development, correct?
Right. We
Okay.
are president of the local.
The president. Yes. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, dear.
So, my name is Ria, and I am the president of Local 1028. And I am a young member of the Women's Committee in Nova Scotia. And as of my work, I am an RW, so we work with people with challenges, physical and mental challenges. And that's a little bit about me.
Let's talk a little bit about being on the Women's Committee, because I think it is very important. I think it is extremely important, to be honest. What are some of the great things being a part of that you enjoy?
So I recently joined in this in the committee, and so being a part of Women's Committee has been like really awesome, with a few meetings that we have already attended, and I felt very welcomed, as I was like a very new member of the union, and I got a lot of support from all the women, amazing people who have been like in the local or working in the union for a long time and for long years. So being in the committee, I can voice for women and like alongside more powerful women, what are the challenges we have and the other gender related issues that we are facing these days, because I think this is critical time for all the various genders that are coming up right now and not getting enough voice, and I think we can be a voice for them, and that's the amazing work we can do for them.
So how long have you been a member of 1028?
So I am an international worker, and I came to Canada like almost 4 years ago, and I have been the member of 1028 maybe more than 2 years now, but that's it.
Well, that's okay, because your members believe in you.
Yeah.
You know, that's why you're the president.
Right.
They believe in you.
I got elected like for the second time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was elected midterm the first time, and now this is like the full term starting. We have a lot of international members, and I am trying that they get all the rights they deserve. They work very hard, and so that's my main goal for them.
I really appreciate that, you know, when you say that, that's my main goal for them. I think that is very important. And I love that's you're so upfront and honest about it. What has been your experience with CUPE? Being a very new member, yes, you're the president, but a very new member. So, what has your experience been like up to this point?
Like as I mentioned, I have met so many great people. I recently went to the national convention, and over there, I felt empowered by just listening to everybody voicing their opinions and like seeing the change being made due to CUPE. Like our national president, he has great power, and you can see he has great power the way he speaks and the way he do things. So it's been awesome being a part of the union.
I think it's great that, when you talk about power, and I mean, everyone knows that when our national president, Mark Hancock, speaks, he tends to just grab the room because he's so passionate about CUPE. And you saying about, when you've heard him speak, he's very good. Have you had the opportunity to be around our Secretary Treasurer, Candace Rennick?
Right, I have, and I mean, I think she is a great example of woman empowerment. She's
very powerful,
right,
yes.
and she's been there forever now. And like even at the convention, they had like elections, and nobody was even there for her. Like nobody was even able to think that I can do the job she does. She was the only candidate for her position again. So that shows quite a lot of confidence in her, right?
I think you are absolutely wonderful. I'm really glad you took time to come and speak.
Thank you.
I really hope you'll do it again. Sure. Follow us. Be in contact. We'd love to have you come back on the show. There's always lots to discuss.
Right.
Brother Wes, I know you always enjoy chatting about anything union related.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. I just, thank you for sharing with us and letting us get to know you and your position within your local. We really appreciate it. Yes, thank you very much, sister.
Thank you. It was great talking with you guys as well.
Hey guys, I am Nick. Of course, I'm joined with Wes, and we are here with two very special guests. Janet McDonald, who is the president of 1082, and we are here with Ty Lope. See, it takes time. Ty Lope. And she is the diversity under executive as well. She's a young worker. And we want to welcome you both to our show here today. Could you, Janet, we'll start with you. Could you tell me a little about yourself?
I've been involved in CUPE I've been at my workplace for 42 years and a CUPE member for 42 years. Sat on different positions in the executive. Started this job when I was making $8.93 an hour back in the day. So, so I've been involved in all different parts of CUPE with our membership.
Wow. And Ty, what about yourself? Tell us a little about you.
I've been with the local for going into my 6th year. I started off in dietary, and I went to housekeeping, and now I'm a PCW, and then I'm in nursing school, so eventually I'll be an LP.
Oh, wow. Wow, you are very busy. Good for you. There's so much going on right now. Obviously, earlier we had Edwin on, and we were talking about some stuff. And, of course, we were talking about the importance of everything that you guys do. And could you tell me a little more about what it is you do at your workplace?
I started off when I started back in 1983 as what then they called NAs, which was a nursing assistant. So I did that for like 17 years because they didn't hire LPNs in long-term care. I was an LPN at that time, but they didn't hire us. So we stayed. Eventually, they did hire LPN, and I was one of the first group of LPNs hired in a nursing home. So we did from bedside nursing now to medications to wound assessments, the whole role of what's happening in the nursing home.
Wow.
It's been interesting.
Now, Ty, you're talking about wanting, you're in nursing.
Yeah.
So, but you've done so many things prior. So what has been your biggest motivation for wanting to keep on moving up? Because, I mean, when you become a nurse, I mean, I just think that's amazing. I mean, you're going to really be involved to help so many people in a completely different capacity. So, like, what is the motivating factor behind that?
Originally, I didn't want to work in nursing. When I started in dietary, I hated working in a nursing home. And then I went into housekeeping, and I got to spend more time with the residents. And then I realized I wanted to go into nursing, and I really enjoy taking care of people.
I love that. I think, number one, we talked about this. It's what you guys do is vital. You guys are the backbone. You guys are everything to those seniors, and taking care of them and making sure that they're able to have the best of both worlds. It's already hard enough on them that they're not with their families 24/7, but they're making new family with you folks. And to me, that says it all. And that's why I say that the government needs to get up off their butt, understand the importance of what you members do every day, day in, day out.
These people in the government have never, a lot of them may have sat with their loved ones, but they've never sat with someone that doesn't have family or whatever when they're dying and hold their hand and make sure they're comfortable in the bed and make sure that they have the medications that they get so that they don't have pain. And that's one thing that the nursing homes can offer. And so like if you don't see that part of this job, you're only seeing part of the job, and you're saying, oh yes, we've given them 4.1, but it is mandated. But they've given them 4.1, but they don't see the hours that you spend with family members, or like I said, holding somebody's hand when you're taking your last breath, seeing that. Like that's one of the most important things I think that you can do in your career.
I agree, and like Brother Wes had spoke earlier about his mother.
Yes, I have an elderly. My mother is in a care home, and I see the effect that the PCWs and the personal all of the staff there have on her, and you really do care for the people there, and she adores the people that look after there, and I'm so grateful for that because I know she's being looked after.
Yeah, and they do become family. I mean, I can still name and tell stories of residents that I met 42 years ago, and that some of them are really special and had some really funny happenings, and Ty gets the benefit of hearing all that, whether she wants to hear it or not. But you do. They become your family.
They do.
And when you're lucky, your mom has you. We have so many that don't have families or don't have family that visit because of family dynamics or location or whatever. So I think just being there with geriatrics. I worked at CUPE Care. I worked for a couple different places, and I have always gone back to because that's where, sometimes it's not supposed to, but sometimes just crawling up on a bed and laying beside somebody, it's not the thing to do, but your residents that want that. And I have, tell you one story of one of my residents. Her daughter still texts me. She used to love it, so I would lay down in the bed with her, and she would pull me. She would talk to me, and then she would decide it was time for me to go to sleep. So she would lay there and close her eyes and snore. And then I'd see her open her eye and look over because she was putting me to sleep. Like you do with your kids.
Yes.
And that's what she would do. And then her daughter knew of it, and so it became a thing. And then for years, when I was there, I got a birthday cake from them every year because I was like, per dollar. So it's those kind of things, and that was like 30 years. So yeah, so those are the things that make long term special. It's not the dollar, and I know everyone says, "Oh, they're up there to get money," and we've given them $10,000, and we've given them $5,000, and we gave them 20. It's really, yes, the money is a part of it, but most people that are in there are not in the money.
Well, I think, number one, we need to talk about inflation. The fact that everything is going up around us. So one-time checks they put a Band-Aid on things. We need to permanently fix these issues. And we can sit here all day long and cover things with Band-Aids, but when you peel them back, the same scars are still there. So everything going up around us, it has come to the point now where we can no longer afford to sit back and say, oh yeah, well, we could do that for 4 more years at this percentage. But you know what? We can't. Not no more. We're well past that now.
I mean, you look at just recently, there was the announcement that Barbara Adams gave $2.1 million to that firm to look at home care.
Oh yeah, to figure out the issues.
To figure out the issues.
Instead of just talking to people that actually work in
You're giving them to a point where if they gave me $5,000, I can tell them in 15 minutes what's wrong with home care.
Exactly.
Pay them, give them better working conditions, and you'll get staff.
Oh, so basically what you're saying is treat them right.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? If you treat them right, they'll be a happy worker is a great worker.
Yeah. Exactly. And like they're announcing, it's fantastic that they're announcing all the new nursing homes, and they're nice. But her mom actually works with us, and she told them, just because it's not like the Field of Dreams, just because you build them, they're not going to come.
Right.
So they're building 900 nursing homes, and we're already complaining about not having enough people.
Yeah.
So you're putting 900 more beds in there.
This is a major issue. Let's take care of who we got.
Yeah.
Let's get them what they deserve, and we'll deal with the rest.
Yeah. That's right.
Number one, these people work their asses off. Give them what they deserve. The government needs to get up off their butt, and they need to give you guys what you deserve. And they can say what they want, but you are the backbone of everything going on in long-term care. Yeah. And without you folks, those people would really have a hard time. You guys make them family. You guys make them feel safe.
That's right.
Confident, and you should be very proud of what you do.
Thank you.
We had a saying years ago in our line of work in the education, foundation of education. You guys really are the foundation of your system.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you both for being here. I appreciate you both, and so does Wes.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Hey guys, I am Nick. As always, joined alongside my co-host Wes Wills, and we are joined today with Laura Stewart from Local 4919. She is the president of the local. Laura, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Now, there's lots that we can talk about here. One of the first things I do want to jump right into is home care. Mm-hmm. And the importance of long-term care. Mm-hmm. And, where is your head at with everything? We know there's a lot going on, especially the government does not respect you guys. That's certainly how it feels. That's certainly the impression they're giving. Where are you at with all this? How do you take this all in?
It's a lot to take in. I'm a CCA in long-term care for 26 years, and I've seen a dramatic amount of changes over the years. I see where when I first started, I had to fight for a job. So I was a casual, and I had to fight for 4-hour shifts every week. Now you can walk in, and you can get any full-time position because we are so short-staffed. So there's been a dramatic amount of changes over the years. That being said, because we're short-staffed, of course, it goes down the line. Then our residents are the ones who suffer for it because the staff that are there have to do whatever they can do in such short time frame. That's just one piece to it. There's many different others.
Well, I mean, let's talk a little bit about, things that you would, one of the things you said to me was having pins and stuff like that in your ankle, right? And I just want to talk about that because we were chatting off air. And I do think it's important that people understand, the amount of work that you guys do. So you have to put this, into perspective. You are go, go, go. Pins and needles, waiting to have surgery. You're in pain. And nothing's happening yet.
So in 2013, I had a significant fall at work, on the ice at work. So I've ended up having surgery, had plates and pins put in my ankle. Leading on to that, it then causes extra strain on the body parts. So working short stuff does not help. So far, I've been waiting since 2020 because I have a labrum hip tear. So I've been waiting to have surgery through WCB from 2020 till now, and I still don't have that surgery. Because I am somebody who go in there and I do my job, even though I'm in pain, I do my full duties, I feel that like the WCB sector does not even take that into consideration because I'm not really that much of a liability to them or the employer because I'm doing my regular duties. So I'm down the totem pole as where somebody who is off work. So again, because of that injury, now I've tore my right hip at work because we're short-staffed. I'm working fast-paced. We're working fast-paced. Had an injury at work. Now I've got to tear my right hip. So now I will be seeking surgery on my right hip. So I don't have surgery on my left, and now I tore my right hip. So I have 2 labrum tears, one in the left and one in the right.
What is it? That is crazy that all that is happening. Okay. Number one, I think that the first thing that we should be looking at here is you're continuing to work. Which to me, high praise, because if I got pins and needles and I'm torn other parts because of strain and making up for what you can do and no surgery, I don't get that. That really, I don't like that. That bothers me. So, your day-to-day living has got to be affected.
Very much. Decreased mobility, pain. Yeah, it is. But you don't feel very supported with the whole WCB. They just see you as a number.
That's exactly it. That's all you are, as a number.
Yep.
Now, being the president of your local, I want to talk about watching, you said 26 years you've been involved.
Yes.
So watching young members come up. We just talked to a young member moments ago. So watching them come up and want to take these courses, learn, they want to better their situation, but also elevate other members to bring them with them to the top. How important is that to you to watch other members that are on the fence, but then they get on board and you literally watch them grow?
It impacts me a lot. A lot of my motive is getting others involved so that they too can understand everything when it comes to WCB, the workplace, what we are to have for benefits. So it impacts me to also see them become motivated. So my job is to motivate other people, to try to get them on board and to try to understand.
So the rally that happened yesterday, did you go to that rally?
I did, yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about what the atmosphere was like?
The atmosphere was like we all come together and we're all standing together to try to get what we deserve. Because one, you don't have as much power, but now that you're all together, you have more power. And the more that we stand together, the more that we're going to achieve to get what we need in long-term care. We need wages for our CCAs, our LPNs need to be brought up to acute care parity. And then you have the support staff who are making $18.77 an hour. That's below $20 an hour. So my job may be important, but we don't run as a facility without somebody cleaning the linen or cooking the food or delivering the food.
I couldn't agree more with that. And I also think that that's the problem here. is that you are substantially underpaid.
Definitely.
A lot.
Yeah.
And the government just doesn't seem to want to help.
They don't.
And that's why I say, guys, when doing these shows, it's not just Nova Scotia. You know, you've got 800,000 members on your side.
Right.
And the government needs to understand that. I don't care what government you are, where in Canada. There's 800,000 members standing side by side with Mark Hancock and Candace Rennick leading the charge. And when I see this, and like you said, under $20 an hour, that is disgusting.
And what is considered a living wage here in Nova Scotia?
I think in Halifax, it's between 25 and 29. And when they say living wage, that's rent, light, food. That doesn't give for car insurance.
And I imagine some people, in cases in our own province that we've heard, some members can't even afford gas to get to work.
They can't. We've had that situation. We've also had somebody who works in our dietary department and support staff that had almost a chance of having to live out of their car because they could not afford housing.
Housing is ridiculous.
And it really is.
The fact that the government can even try justifying that it's okay what they've done is disgusting in every way.
It really is.
It is very disgusting.
Yeah. Now, being here today at this workshop, what is the one thing you're looking to take away from this?
I'm trying to take away as much information as I can to take it back to my members of my local, because WCB is a complicated process. It's not. They're not supportive. They beat people down, and the more education that we have, and the more education that I can help other members, the more that I can help fight them against the system and push our employer to make sure things are done adequately.
People like you are what these unions need.
Yeah.
Someone who will stand with the member, right or wrong.
Yeah.
They still stand with them, and they fight for what they deserve. And that, in and of itself, makes you a great person.
Thank you.
So we are very appreciative that you would take the time to come and chat with us.
Anytime.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
So, hey guys, welcome back to CUPE Talk in the Maritimes. I am Nick, joined alongside my brother Wes Wills, joined with Kim Loopy, who is the 1082 Vice President. As well, she's on CAMIC and she's on the National Indigenous Committee. Kim, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We are very happy to have you. And of course, I have to start off with CAMIC because we had just done so much stuff back on Truth and Reconciliation Day, and we talked a lot about CAMIC. So this is amazing. Why don't you, the members getting an opportunity to hear you speak, tell us a little bit about CAMIC?
Okay. So I am from Halifax, but I'm originally from Newfoundland. So I'm part of Mi'kmaq from Newfoundland, and my father has status. So in CUPE, you can self-identify, but I'm in the process where my card is coming, which you shouldn't need a card, but that's a longer story. And because you can self-identify, our previous president, Nan, found out and kind of approached me and said, we have a council, there's a seat open, would you be interested? So I said, sure. And truthfully, I live in Nova Scotia. I have no family in Nova Scotia. So it was finally me being able to connect to roots that I knew I have, but my father had passed just before that. So my connection was kind of broken. So it started, really slow. And then we had COVID. But Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, PEI, and New Brunswick are very different than other Indigenous councils because we're 4 provinces, 2 different time zones, and only 1 or 2 people from each province are representative, whereas you go to BC, go to Manitoba, Saskatchewan, they have Indigenous conventions. We're lucky we can have like a 2-day in-person meeting once a year.
Okay.
So we're very limited, but we're really, really pushing. And a lot of people don't realize is that we're not just doing CUPE things. We're doing community things. So Water is Life is a big one. And we did push for Water is Life with the strike in PEI with the water workers. But then we had fishing situations in Nova Scotia where those 2 young gentlemen were removed. They removed their shoes. They were left on the highway based on DFO. So I went to a protest on behalf of CUPE and CAMIC to let them know that it's not just a community thing, it's a right, like it's a human right to be, handled with dignity.
Yes.
That was a big dignity thing. Circumstances of what the laws are, but those people lost their dignity when shoes are taken from you and you have no cell phone and no place, and they weren't even in their own community. They were just fishing based on, right? So we try to be present. And because we are all over, we can kind of touch 4 provinces when needed. And we try to do our 2-day in-person meeting. But logistically, people don't understand that you start a meeting at 9 to 5. Like, that's CUPE. Indigenous people do not start a meeting at 9. We have a round circle where we talk and we converse and we find out what our feelings are like. Are we going to be okay to go? And that could go on until 11.
Okay.
And then we go on about our day. And then at the end of the session, we'll have a circle and we'll discuss, are you okay? Was there anything wrong? Are you going to be able to leave this? Because I'm not a big person to understand colonialism, but it's a little different structure. And when you're trying to condense work into a colonized structure, you kind of lose some of the Indigenous, traditions. So we were hoping to get it expanded because you just need a little bit more time. We don't vote on things. People don't understand. We don't we vote when it's like CUPE, but when we're trying to figure out leaders, we don't vote. We have a consensus. So we have an elder in the room and all our meetings, or a knowledge keeper, and they come into the room. And if we determine that there's 2 people, they go into a separate area and they discuss. And when they come back, the decision is made.
Okay.
A lot of people don't understand that. Like we don't vote. There's nothing about voting. It's all verbal and it's all discussed. And then usually it's never a big fight with more than 2. But when 2 are trying to put their points of why they want a position or if they want a co-chair, then they go into a room with an elder and they speak. And then could be 5 minutes, could be an hour, could be 2 hours. When they come out, the decision's made.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, being a member of the National Indigenous Committee, is that similar to CAMIC? Do you travel for that?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. Compare the 2. We just got your CAMIC side. So what is the difference between that and then the National Indigenous Committee?
So national-wise, we go through, usually whoever is in your area selected should be on national. But there are some politics and guidelines and that I've noticed some change. But there's still 2 people, and we push for, and I'm not going to get it 100%, we have 2 spirited people. But 2 spirited people don't identify as male or female. So when we have guidelines of having to select committee or council, you kind of leave those people out. Because in some situations, physically, your knowledge and your understanding is in the female world. And sometimes when you go to and you get your knowledge, it could be based on male world, or not even either or. You're just giving your opinion. So gender identity is a very hard concept for Indigenous people because 2 spirited people were here from the very beginning. So that, and people saying, well, why do you do two-spirited LGBTQ. Well, that was put because they were there first.
Okay.
And a lot of people didn't understand why the two-spirited is first, because they were there first. So when I go to national, we have, same as anything else, we have a round table, we have a knowledge keeper or an elder. We smudge in the morning, just so that we have a clear head of what we're doing. And then it's the same fight. We're all doing the same fight. But you're just knowing that every area is different. New to me, I didn't understand treaty land. I didn't understand like the Treaty 1, Treaty 4, I didn't understand those are zones of where treaties were signed.
Okay.
So I learned that because in Newfoundland, we're an island, and that's it. In Nova Scotia, it was just, it's technically not an island, but it started as just a body of people. So I learned that, and I find it that every province, because CUPE locals have autonomy, so the rules in the provincial side of it are very different. We're Atlantic Canada is almost told, because we're four bodies of trying to get things done, whereas in an area where there's more Indigenous people, they tell you, like they'll go to a meeting and they'll tell CUPE this is how it goes.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a political thing, and we're slowly moving forward with it. But it's people need to understand it's not 9 to 5. It's not black and white. It's not a color thing. It's not a gender diverse. Like we can't follow those guidelines. We have to we have our own traditions that have to be implemented, and slowly it's coming.
Well, I think it's great. I do. And I think that's a great lesson for everyone right there. I really do, between the two, because they are two different things. So extremely important.
Yeah.
You just gave us a lesson on cameras.
Yes. The big one and it was a learning thing for me. So the land acknowledgement is new. And I understand why it's there. But when I go to a meeting, they're saying, because I'm Indigenous, are you going to read it? And I say, why?
Why would you read it?
Why would I read it? I don't need to acknowledge, but they assume, and it's not nice to say, but sometimes the assumption is, it's for me. It's not for me.
Right.
It's not for me. Why am I acknowledging the things that have happened, or the treaties that were signed, or the lessons that need to be taught or learned? But I'm slowly being able to say, no, I'm not reading it. It's not my responsibility. Right? It's not my responsibility. And I am very respectful when they do read it, and CUPE's very, very on point with it. And I honor it because, we all walk on this land. Mm-hmm. We all breathe the same air. We all drink the same water. And going forward, maybe people will understand to respect the space.
Right.
Respect the space. Respect me by not asking me to do it.
Yeah.
And understanding the importance of it.
Right.
That's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Let's talk a little bit about
long-term care.
Long-term care. I think it's important. And you're the VP. So the first thing I want to talk about is how long have you been VP? And, did you see this all along? Is this something you wanted, was to be a leader with really lead your members?
I started slowly. So I had my mother-in-law live with me, and she was my responsibility. And as things changed, and I was able to step out. So I started with shop steward. You do it a little bit. You did the trustee. And then I went recording secretary during COVID, which was totally different. And then I went VP. So I'm 2 terms VP. That part of it I like. I really think our members should know, and they should know their rights. They should know that there are laws that need to be followed. There are grievances that can be negotiated. Membership engagement is a big one, and unfortunately, COVID changed everything.
Sure did.
COVID changed everything. To get members engaged is very hard. I'm a really big advocate for new Canadians and their understanding. I've always been I'm a CCA by profession, so we have new Canadians come in. And then I started when it was Philippine population started coming in, and they were all nurses. They were all nurses that just couldn't be a nurse in Canada. And now you're getting people from every country in Africa. We're getting Ukrainians. We have countries in India. We have Nepal. We have Mexico. 3 years ago, we had 4 CCAs that were doctors.
Wow.
Two. I'm going to say 1 from Mexico, 2 from India, 1 from the Ukraine.
Wow.
Being a CCA. We don't have any doctors in Canada enough. And these people have to come in, and not that my job is any less, but you have knowledge. Right. You're educated. Just because you're not at a standard that Canada feels, you're still fully capable. Like you could doctor shadow.
That's a very good point.
You could be a GP. You could be medicine at a pharmacy.
Yep,
like
you're right.
Like vaccines and the basic strep throat, that type of thing.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it. So paperwork was filled out. There's 3 that I filled out paperwork for, assisted for their PR, and said, like, if you guys do become doctors, come back and remember the staff, because the staff don't have doctors. But no, so there's been change, and as a vice president, I've done quite a few PR letters, like for people to get their permanent residency, because as soon as our collective agreement's different than some. As soon as you are hired, you're under our collective agreement. So you have to let the government know that they are working and that they're not taking a job from a Canadian that applied. There's guidelines. So I've written quite a few letters based on that. They're not taking a Canadian job, that we do need them. They are showing up to work, and this was their start date. So as a VP, I find that there's a lot more that you do politically, and like the president handles the whole body, and then the vice president kind of situates themselves and get the paperwork, and that's the paperwork that I handle. A lot of PR paperwork for new Canadians.
I mean, and Wes, he's the VP for our local.
Okay.
Yes, for CUPE 380 for custodians, bus drivers, and trades in St. John, New Brunswick. Okay. So when you talk about all your different jobs, if you will, everything that you do on a daily basis, Wes can certainly relate to a lot of that stuff.
Do you have a lot of new Canadians coming to you for jobs now?
In the recent months, we have gotten quite a few new members.
That's good.
Our South with 1253, 2745 has gotten quite a bit, and there are teacher assistants, educational assistants, support staff. So we've had quite a few, to the fact that our district has created a special department for that to coordinate. To coordinate that and help the new employees.
That's good, because it is a big, there's laws and rules, and if they don't have this and they don't have that, then that pauses things. And so, if you have a team of people, that's good. A lot of people, and I'm glad that you have a team that's starting to help and making people feel welcome, because we need workers. It doesn't matter what you do. Right. The workers are there. Like healthcare is healthcare, and they take, not that they take everybody, but there's jobs. There's jobs. And now with what we're asking for from the province for our negotiations is you're going to get people that want to work in these jobs and stay, because if we get the money, people will stay. People aren't going to work for pennies on the dollar.
Oh God, no, not with the cost these days. You can't.
And it's crazy because a lot of people assume new Canadians have to come in and everything is given to them. And I've dealt with ones that they had to have so much in the bank because they're not covered by medical insurance. So if anything happens and they get a medical bill, they have to have that much available in the bank. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I can't live with $5 from paycheck to paycheck sometimes.
Right.
And these guys are, in order to get into Canada, have X amount of thousands of dollars if they have a medical emergency. Mm-hmm. They get billed for.
It's crazy.
It's like, and I ask these questions, and they're like, I need the hours because if anything happens to me, I'm not covered medically. And I'm like, you're not covered medically. You're in Canada.
Right.
And they don't realize until you get your permanent residency or some type of card,
You're not covered.
you're not covered.
The provincial plan,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Kim, I really appreciate you taking time to chat. Just a couple quick questions. I do want to talk a little bit about everything going on, the government trying to get a fair deal, your rally yesterday. I do want to talk about that really quick. When you go to these rallies and you see the amount of support you're getting from not just the membership, not just the CUPE Nova Scotia members, but the public as well. How does that make you feel when you see that people understand your struggle and they want to back you? What's that do for you?
You see it at work more, like right in the building, because you'll have people that can't take care of their parents. They can't take care of their loved ones, their partners, or whatever. And they go, I couldn't do your job for $100 an hour. I couldn't do it. I don't even know how you do it. Like, it's so frustrating to see you run and try to get water and and you hear it in the building first. And then they do come out and support you. Sometimes there's confusion of, why do you need more money? Because the government has given money for other circumstances. But we have people that have been for 40 years and have made maybe $10 in the difference from start to now.
Yeah.
Start
we know
to
that
now.
feeling.
Yeah, we do.
We have people that are making, and the change of it, I may be incorrect, but 1877, cost of living is 29. And all we're asking for is a jump into the middle of it. And I think once they understand this is what we make, this is what we need, this is where we're asking, people will understand. Because you can't feed your family, clothe them, put a roof over their head, and pay for anything that's needed for school or anything extra on 1877 or 1876, whatever the change is. Yeah. You can't even buy a pizza.
Yeah.
Right? You go and buy a roast or a chicken or whatever, and that's 1 hour's work.
Yeah.
It's 1 hour's work. It's 1 hour's work. 1 hour's work to get a chicken, maybe 2 liters of milk, and some bread. If you do the math on it. For 1877, if you went, and so that somebody has to work 80 hours, get their meals, pay their rent, pay their power bill, and the public are starting to understand because they're seeing the cost of living change. If the cost of living wasn't increasing, I don't think you would see it, but even seniors know that they don't have enough money.
Yeah.
And some of them had savings, some of them were a little bit better jobs, some of them have a little bit better pension because of circumstance, like 40 years ago it was started. But now you can't even get it. You can't even get the hours to get your pension. You can't even get your hours to have extra shifts.
That's right.
Or they're asking you to show up for extra shifts, but because you're killing yourself at work, you spent 2 days off and didn't get paid because you worked so hard.
You're exhausted.
You're exhausted.
Yeah, you're beat.
Yeah, and I do feel the public are very, very supportive of us, and I think they're understanding when you do the math. When you do the math of what something costs and how I have to work 1 hour to get a meal on the table for my family, it's shameful. It's shameful.
It is. It's awful.
It's shameful. It's like years ago, I moved to Halifax 32 years ago. My rent was $125 a month.
Cool.
32 years ago. I live in the same area, and now you have to buy a house that's $1.3 million.
Yep.
This exact same house, because I lived in a flat. So if you sold the unit, right now it'd be $1.3 million.
Wow. Sad.
It's sad.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
The rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer,
Yeah.
and people are getting forgotten, and they're not realizing that we're taking care of the most vulnerable people next to newborns.
Got that right.
And they're talking about bed sores, and they're talking about and this, and people didn't get washed. People are going in and doing the bare minimum because there's no staff. Because who's going to work?
Yeah, no one's going to work for nothing.
Nothing.
And that's what the government's treating them
Yeah.
like. literally treating them like they're worth nothing.
No.
And that's why I say it's very important that the government realize that they need to smarten up. These people deserve a fair contract, not be insulted at the bargaining table. And if they want to bring a fair, honest contract, then you're going to get fair, honest members that will be happy to sign that contract.
I will tell you, so I went to the House of Assembly, long-term care were there, and the Minister of Health, Barb, whatever her name is, she said that the injury rate in long-term care is down 12%. Where the hell was it started at? What point? Are we at zero?
Yep.
12% of the injury rate is down. Was it at 25? Was it at 50? And we're down, like, what point did you determine that we went down 12? Yeah. So people are going into work, because I'm a person that was hurt at work. Why would I go in and make, I'm a CCA, so I'm making $24.10 and get hurt taking care of loved ones, because unfortunately dementia and that, and not even make a living wage.
Well, you know what? It is awful. Kim, I want to say thank you for joining us today. And, you know, I look forward to doing this again with you.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
My name is Blaine Parkman, and I've been with the city. I'm in my 39th year. There's a wide range of things that we do. The type of work we do a lot of things, sprinkler systems, fire protection, hydrants. What the people would miss right now with us gone, these cabs are coming in, they're not certified. That deeply concerned us because we saw a lot of issues and the utility scrambling to get people to come in to take over that work, but it's not the same quality of work because our members are engaged with the public, they're dedicated, they take pride in their work, and we want to provide a good public service.
Local 830 is on strike for fairness and respect. For the entirety of the bargaining unit, all 30 members of this bargaining unit is less than $105,000. The city is also attacking things that have existed in their collective agreement for 60 years. So these workers are fighting for appropriate wages, and they are fighting to just keep the things that they already have.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. The members, I'll start with the members. I have 27 of the best members in the world as far as I'm concerned. As far as the support you get from CUPE, I can't even, I'll be honest with you, when I get into this process, I couldn't even imagine that it was going to be what it was. I mean, from their staff that's here day in and day night, like, I can't say it enough. I can't believe how much support there is. And that's not even from coast to coast to coast, the support that we're getting from all CUPE members. And not just CUPE, all locals, period. So, I mean, it's powerful stuff, I'll be honest with you. And I'm going to be honest, our members are going to be here till the end.
To the city of Charlottetown, you picked the fight with the Canadian Union of Public Employees. And that means all 750,000 members from coast to coast to coast. We will not let these members starve. We will support these members till the collective agreement is found at the bargaining table. We will put every resource that's needed. We'll see you in the courts, we'll see you in the labor board, we'll see you on the streets, and we will keep fighting until we get a collective agreement that works for our members. Solidarity, my friends.
Hey guys, I am Nick. This is Wes, and we are here now with Emily McNeil, who is a member of 2330 and the division of CUPE Nova Scotia as the recording secretary. Emily, welcome to our show.
Thanks for having me.
We have been conducting interviews all day, talking all different subjects, and the big subject that everyone seems to want to talk about has been trying to get a contract done a fair contract that the government does not seem to understand the term fair. Wondering where your head is at with all this as well.
I'm definitely of the same mindset. As a CCA, I was one of the ones that was fortunate enough to get one of the raises that happened outside of bargaining, but as great as that was, unfortunately, a lot of our other team members were left behind. All of our environmental service workers, our physiotherapist assistants, all sort of classifications like that. Like the people who really like help us do our job, and like that our long-term care facilities would not be able to operate without them.
Well, I often say it really is. I mean, long-term care workers are the backbone of the health industry in my eyes. They are the most important. They are vital to our seniors. They take great care of them. And you guys really are like family to them. You really are, because they see you guys more than a lot of them will see their own family.
Oh, absolutely. Like we have residents that if certain workers are off through a day, they'll be asked like, oh, when's so-and-so coming back? Like even today, I'm away this week, and I had to tell one of my I'll be back Monday, and you know that they look for you. They know when something's missing. It's the same. It's not just like the CCAs. Our environmental services workers are the same way. Our kitchen and dietary staff are the same way. Like God love, like when we have if we don't have an LTCA that day, we have environmental service workers that if they're in and they're cleaning the room, they'll go ahead, they'll know we're short, and they make the beds for us, or they'll sit and they'll play a few games of crib with the residents and stuff, like if they have time, on top of all the things that they're doing already to make sure that the residents' home is clean and sanitized, especially during like the cold and flu season, like, and again, COVID outbreaks, and just to provide some sense of normalcy to the residents.
Yes, like I had mentioned before, I have a parent who's in a long-term care facility, and she'll say, oh, for example, one of her favorite people's name is Blessy, and she'll say, oh, I'm looking forward, she's coming back to work tonight, and they really do become an extension of your family, and something as simple as just talking. Giving them 5-10 minutes of your day, it means the world to them. And as a family member myself, I'm comfortable knowing that they're so well looked after, and you're very underappreciated, and we need to change that.
Oh, absolutely. Like I've seen like people who even just like take 5 or 10 minutes, like the weeks the hairdresser might not be in because like the COVID, and like we have people that will come in and they'll just like they could be like, instead of going out for smoke, they'll like take the time and they'll curl hair and make sure that resident's feeling like their best, and it's just you can look at somebody's like environmental services or the sports services. You can look at the job description, but it does not even touch on the things that they're actually doing in the run of the day, especially like for the residents and for the team and stuff like that. Even like when we're short as CCAs, helping to pass out trays or getting tea and coffee and stuff like that. They're very undervalued in terms of their pay, and it's beyond time. Like there's no reason why in 2025 they should not be still below $20 an hour. They need.
No, they should not.
It's so disrespectful, and like they need to respect that they are worth. I hate to put like a number on it. Like they are worth far more than just $20 an hour, especially like not the paltry 18 something that they're currently making now. So it's really important that we drive the message home to the government that these workers are here. This is they are being undervalued. We need to give them the respect they deserve and the decent wages that they are entitled to as human beings, so they can continue to come in and keep doing the great work that they're already doing now.
Well, my biggest thing is accountability. And that's where Nova Scotia's government comes into play here. Is accountability. And when you see somebody like the backbone of this industry in the healthcare, and they are not willing to give a proper raise to those who are overly deserve this, and you are expecting them to go to work and give 120% every day. You sick? Too bad. We want you at work. And you devalue them and you treat them like they're nothing. And the Nova Scotia government has been very good at that. And they don't want to go out and let the public know that. They want to look like they're the good people. And that's where we come into play.
Exactly. And like Houston was the one who gave us the raise in the first place, but he does not understand the divide it created within the unions themselves. Like, even like my work site alone, like it created an enormous pay gap between like the CCAs and the environmental service workers and the support service workers. And in a local where we're trying very hard to encourage people to come out and participate in their union and join their union and become more actively involved, well, when they see that members are getting raises outside bargaining, that doesn't do anything to increase members' confidence in the union themselves, because they're feeling, well, they're not going to fight for me. They got what they wanted, and it's trying to backpedal on that message and be like, no, we all get it, or no one gets it. We all need to work together to lift everyone up, so we can all afford better wages, and everyone is entitled to have a living wage, and so that way we can feed our families, put roofs over our head, and pay our bills. And like, power's not getting any cheaper.
No, it's not. That's right.
Power, utilities, food, transportation, you name it. Everything is going up every day.
Oh, absolutely.
And the members need to be compensated for that so they can live and continue to provide the valuable care that, in this case, our seniors and elders need. So.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I know there's, unfortunately, we've had people leave the environmental services and support services position because they have young families and they're not able to support them on the wage that they're currently living now. And I don't blame them one bit. If I was in their shoes, like, I would not, like, me myself, I'm maybe 1-2 paychecks away. If something were to happen, then like I would be in trouble, and that's with the pay bump. I couldn't imagine people who have not received that bump.
Yes, exactly.
My biggest thing is an injury to one is an injury to all. And, you know, like you said, yes, okay, they got to pay, they got a bump, but they're trying to divide. And the thing is, they can't divide us. Because we're stronger together, and we are a very strong group. There's 800,000 members across Canada. We're not going to divide.
No, absolutely.
No way is that going to happen. Let's talk very briefly on the rally yesterday. Were you in attendance?
Yes, I was in attendance.
Tell me a little about it.
It was phenomenal. Like, you could really feel the positive energy, and like you can definitely tell this is, if like we are successful, this is going to be a landmark event. On our lunch break, I will admit that I took our Flat 5 flyers and I spammed our break room, and not even a half hour later, I was getting messages from my shop steward being like, okay, everyone's mad, everyone's riled up, what are we doing a strike about? So it's great. We have people who are like, just that simple act of bringing a flyer into the break room got people who aren't normally interested in union participation all of a sudden asking like, when is the strike vote happening? Let's take a vote right now. And now that opens the doors to get them interested in the bargaining process. The fact that we are haven't even started bargaining yet, and we had signed a expired collective agreement. So it's a great opportunity, I feel, to kind of, especially newer members, to get them aware of the union and what the union is doing and what the union can do for them, because we are all the union. It's not just you're the union. And it's a great opportunity to get people fired up, and I want people to be more fired up. I want them to feel that mad, pissed off feeling in their belly, and we're going to actually use it and go, the time to like strike is now.
Exactly.
100%. That's the great thing about it. I mean, 2021, that was our time to strike. And that is where my activism really, that's when it kicked into overdrive. And that's when I really said, like, no, I need to do more. I need more. I want to be a part. This has just been a great way to let the public know that, not everything the government says is true. And I give you my God honest words that they do not tell you everything, but by God, I will come on here week in and week out, and I will make sure that they're held accountable for every friggin' action that they do, because they're not good people.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I agree totally with you. I mean, the government, they need to be held accountable.
Yep.
And I mean, our public employees need to be able to go to work and provide for their families. So I've said it before. We had an old slogan years ago in our sector, Foundation of Education. You guys are the foundation of long-term care. So I mean, start treating them with respect.
And I'm sorry, Houston's not getting any younger. There's going to be a time where he himself is going to be a resident in their hallways. So he's got to think about what he wants his life to look like once he reaches a point where he needs he can no longer live at home and he needs some help with his daily living activities. So he has to think, not only does he want care for seniors now, but what kind of care does he want himself in the future as a senior?
That's right. Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I appreciate you, Emily. I thank you for doing this. And I look forward to hopefully speaking again in the future on this very show.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and it's great to talk to you.
Thank you very much.
Hey guys, I am Nick, along with my co-host Wes Wills and the CUPE Nova Scotia president, Mr. Alan Linkletter. Alan, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. And once again, thanks for having me back on the show. First of all, thank you guys for making the trip down to Nova Scotia. I'm thinking this is your first event in Nova Scotia. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Well, from what I'm hearing, we're going to have you down lots more. The region seems to be extremely busy. It is extremely busy at the moment. We've got multiple sectors in bargaining, multiple sectors preparing for strikes, especially our long-term care, which held a huge strike school here yesterday, and then a very successful rally at the Premier's office at lunchtime. That also being said, we do have a local that is out on strike right now, Local 3912, which is our post-secondary education workers. They've actually got two universities out on strike, Mount St. Vincent's University as well as St. Mary's University.
Good job.
As well as St. Mary's University. So we just want to reiterate our solidarity with them, and we will be on the picket lines with them very soon.
It seems to me that you have got a ton of work ahead of you, especially with a premier who does not seem very union friendly.
Seems
In
very
fact,
familiar.
right.
Yep.
He seems very much against workers' rights, what workers deserve. It's very sad to see. What is your plan to combat that? I know we're talking rallies, which rallies to me are huge. If you want to put together in a couple sentences, what would you say about yesterday's rally?
So yesterday's rally was a huge success. We had the official opposition, the two NDP, Rod Wilson and Paul Woolsey, down to speak with us and stand in solidarity. The NDP in Nova Scotia has been a huge access and a huge support to CUPE and our members. Also, today we are doing a WCB education for all workers, no matter what sector they're from, with the Office of the Worker Councillor, providing workers the knowledge and understanding of the WCB rules, regulations, and new legislation that was formed in September. So we're hearing lots of positive feedback I truly believe the more education we can get on certain issues like WCB, workers' rights, the better prepared we are as a union.
I agree.
Yeah. Speaking from experience that we went through a couple of years ago, the better prepared you are, the better it will be in the end. And you got to show this government you're not going to back down, and I know you guys are going to do that.
Yeah, CUPE, we are strong when we are united, and right now it seems we are a strong force. We are united, whether it's any one of our maritime provinces, including the Atlantic. We're there for each other. Also, I want to say a special shout out to Local 830 and PEI, who are still out on strike, still out there. I've attended most of their rallies that I can, and I hope to see them Tuesday night.
I just got to say this because you just said that. In the words of Robbie Howitt, right? He's the president. You know, I had no idea how strong CUPE was until this went down. So I want to give that shout out as well, since you brought that up. So remember, an injury to one is an injury to all. And if you think you're going to come around and screw with CUPE Nova Scotia, you're forgetting that there's 800,000 members across this great country that will stand in solidarity with every one of you. And we will do that continuously until the Premier makes a fair contract for your members. And you guys all get what you deserve and what you deserved for a very long time.
Well, with us, and the employers coming back for their long-term care in bargaining without a wage mandate. So we're canceling bargaining days because the employer does not have a wage mandate from this government, which is just shameful and it's disrespectful.
Yep, very disrespectful. I couldn't agree more. It is a very shameful thing. You know, we talked to a lot of your members, and they talked about the living wage today is almost $29, and these people are at $18.
Yep.
How is that even possible to be that far? You know as well as I do that the living wage, everything is just going up. Inflation is flying up, and this government thinks it's okay that you guys are sitting at that kind of money?
So it's just, once again, the government is putting all the issues on the backs of the workers, and it's time to end.
Yep.
And we're going to end it.
That's right.
That's right. Here, here. You will end it.
It needs to stop.
Yep.
Yep. Alan, I appreciate it. I know you're all over the map. I know you have so much to do. The fact that you have us here, the fact that you were able to stop and talk, it's tremendous. I appreciate you very much, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother.
Really appreciate it.
Hey, guys, we are standing here now with Matthew McDonald, who just happens to be CUPE Nova Scotia's communications editor.
That's true.
Matt, welcome to the show.
Thanks. I'm really excited to be here.
You know, we share very similar interests.
That we do. Communications. Yeah, I'm a fan of this podcast, and I've been following a lot of what you guys have been doing, and yeah, keep up the great work.
Thank you. You guys have a lot going on right now.
We certainly do. Yeah.
I don't even know where to start. Wow. So 89-20. Tell me a little about it.
Okay, so 8920 is a very large local. So we represent acute care workers in Nova Scotia. So it could be anyone working from, let's say, Sydney all the way down to Yarmouth, right? So we represent myself. I work as an administrative assistant at the West Side Health Centre in Glasgow. We also represent other people similar to myself that do administrative roles. We represent people like x-ray techs or lab techs or physiotherapists. We represent people who work in food service and laundry, and the list goes on and on.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how about, let's talk a little bit about how you got involved in the CUPE as far as executives and moving up. You know, I hate the term just a member because I think that everyone is a very, very important figure when you are part of a local. But how did you end up deciding that you wanted to be more than,
a member?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Glad you finished it.
I'm glad you asked that because I like telling this story. I started my involvement with CUPE when I was working at the Aberdeen Hospital in Glasgow, and I have a colleague to thank for that. Her name is Rhonda Pitts. She worked on the switchboard at the time, and she approached me and said that at the Aberdeen they needed a new site rep, and she encouraged me to run for it. I resisted a little bit at first. I said, "Rhonda, I've never even been a shop steward. How can I be a site rep?" Kind of putting the cart before the horse a little bit there. But Rhonda kind of didn't take no for an answer, and she eventually convinced me, and it was a fantastic experience. I really enjoyed my time as a site rep for the Aberdeen, and so being brand new to that, I decided that the most important thing at that point in time would be to educate myself. So I took advantage of the educational opportunities that CUPE provided for me as much as I possibly could, and what that did was it led to me attending conventions like CUPE Nova Scotia conventions, where coincidentally enough, 3 years ago, 2022, yes, I was in Halifax at the Westin CUPE Nova Scotia convention, and Rhonda, once again, was sitting beside me. And at the front of the room, they said, "Oh, well, the communications editor has stepped down. We're going to be electing a new communications editor." So once again, Rhonda nudged me and said, "You should run for this, Matt. You should do this." So once again, shout out to Rhonda. She played a big part in my CUPE story. And again, she had to kind of twist my arm a little bit, but I relented and decided to run, thinking to myself, I'm probably not going to win, but it'll be a good experience, right? It'll be a stepping stone. And as it turned out, I won the election, and now I'm the communications editor, and I've been on the board of CUPE Nova Scotia now ever since, and it's been phenomenal.
Now I'm just curious, and we were actually speaking about this yesterday, communications editor. Mm-hmm. Now, not to jump on topic, do we have a communications editor? I don't know if we
do not. No.
We do not.
No.
That's something we may want to look into, and thank you for that, because we were looking through CUPE Nova Scotia's webpage there, and your name popped up, and I'm like, communications editor, that's great. What a great way to keep members informed.
And that's it too. It's about keeping members informed, but it's also about keeping them tied together. Right?
Exactly. Yes.
Like we keep hearing over and over in the labor movement that our strength is solidarity, standing together. And at times that can be a challenge. A worker on one end of the province might belong to the same union as a worker on the other end of the province, but they may never cross paths. So communications is a way to bring people together, right? Strengthen our solidarity.
And that's certainly what CUPE Talk in the Maritimes, and that was the reason behind it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Was getting out there and letting people know that, hey, there's 800,000 of us, and we're all fighting the same fight. So, even though we don't see each other, and I mean, you see someone at convention, and that's really the only time you see them. We go through it. We've been through it last year. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my goodness, I haven't seen you. Mm-hmm. You're right, because, I didn't get to come the year before, or, you know what I mean? So this is put out, and you can relate, when you're able to impact your members and show them, hey, we are thinking of you. Because that's why we did this. So that's why this was sent out. That's impactful on them. And they like that. And it makes them feel important. And that, to me, is what it's all about.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. So when it comes down to this, how are you able to do all this communications? Take me in a day of your life with this. I can imagine with everything going on right now, the strike that's about to happen. I think it may have already happened. The one we just interviewed someone where we talked about the fact that they want a strike vote on the table. Does your job immediately go from copacetic to just extreme measures? How do you go with all this?
Well, it can be a handful, sure. So. The most important thing to keep in mind is the communications factor, right? Is keeping members engaged and keeping members informed. So if you want to talk about job action, like a strike action, for example, you had mentioned there, what I tend to do is share information that locals will send to me. If it's a specific local that is in a strike or a lockout situation, then what's really key for them is the member engagement, right? They need as many members as possible on the sidewalk to kind of show their employers that they mean business, right? So for myself, as the communications editor for the division, I kind of expand on that. Whereas the people who represent the local may only reach members of their local. The division has a much broader scope. I may be able to share information about this and encourage members from other locals to participate as well. Join their fellow CUPE members on the sidewalks and on the picket lines and strengthen their resolve.
I think that's great.
Yeah,
I really like that.
That is, it's great.
Yeah,
I mean, communication is a big key, and we, a couple of years ago during 2021 when we started a strike, we really ramped that up big time.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, speaking personally from my own local, Nick is our recording secretary,
mm-hmm.
and he is hugely responsible for making our members more aware. And we have a much stronger line of communications, and our members are more informed. So, thank you for what you're doing here to keep our members, keeping all of our members informed. Because we all are, we're CUPE. So.
I appreciate that. Thank you, and I love it. It's a pleasure. Really, I'm passionate about it. And,
I can tell. I really can tell.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Hey Chris.
Nick, what's going on? Whoa, hey,
sorry.
what's with the saw?
I'm here to help remove the tree.
What tree?
The big tree that fell in the house.
That's the tree that I talked about on CUPE Talk in the Maritimes?
Yeah, I called the boys, man. They're coming over to help me.
Oh,
We got you.
You have to call them and cancel that because I've already been taken care of. That was 8 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. Higgins Insurance. They already took good care of me. 8 years ago.
That's because they're the safety net for the unexpected.
Absolutely. They're there for when accidents happen. Call 506-849-7800, Pettingill Road, Quispamsis. Higgins Insurance. They got you covered.
Okay, and we are back here now with Natasha Musgrave. Natasha, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
I want to talk about healthcare. It is the backbone of this entire country.
Yeah.
This is the most, to me, the most important thing is for our parents to be well taken care of, whether it's our parents, our grandparents, it does not matter.
Yeah.
We want the best care.
Yes.
And you are very familiar with this. And one of the things I just want to talk to you about is where you're at with all of this going on. The rally yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what is coming next? We know there's a lot at stake right now.
Yeah.
And of course, Tim Houston is nowhere to be found. He doesn't want to take any accountability.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think of everything going on right now?
I really think it's disrespectful to our elderly community. Cape Breton has a lot of elderly people that live there, including my grandmother. She's one of the lucky ones that still live at home. But she does have my aunt living with her right now. I look after a 118 or 113 bed facility. And we have more men coming in now. So before it used to be all your nannies, 103 women. Now it's like 97 to 14. So you're having more men come in. So we have to split up the CCA work. And they are more aggressive. So the injuries are higher, the less staff. It's a lot harder work. They're staying home longer because I think COVID scared them. Because they're actually home longer, the care takes long. right? So
Yes.
the staff, we have no staff, literally. People are having no vacations. People are calling off sick because they're wore out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone's overworked and underpaid.
Oh, isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I want to talk about is the average living wage.
Yeah.
Everyone that I've spoken to, the general consensus is $29 an hour. I think that's a fair average. And I'm hearing the word $18 an hour.
So
And that
as
is
the
sickening.
CCA, currently, I would have, when they did the raise, 2409. So now that I'm a ward clerk is one of the classifications that they haven't seen a raise in a long time. I actually took a pay cut to $20. So I'm working as a ward clerk, making $20 an hour. I physically took that job, not because I was accommodated, but because my injuries previously couldn't handle the CCA work on a full-time basis. But it is a huge pay cut. So then I'm left with working another job to take over the pay cut that I just had. So I'm kind of losing on both ends. You want lesser work, but you still have to work more to make the money.
Yeah.
It's one of my biggest things is I think anyone that's in a profession like healthcare, education, anyone that's really in those roles, I believe should have one job.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They are very vital. They're very important to our communities.
Yeah.
And when I hear that you say I have to work a second job to make up for that, that is really bad and not fair.
No.
When you are around all these people, what is the morale like with your brothers and sisters? Knowing that this is going on, obviously I'm hearing the rally was a huge success.
Yeah.
But what is the atmosphere with your brothers and sisters like right now?
They're still frustrated because they don't believe that we'll actually get it. Some people do and some people don't. In all fairness, we probably deserve more than $5, but the minimum is $5.
You do.
But you can't put a price to looking after people that you love. And they're our families just as much as we are theirs, especially with people that have nobody. We're the only people that they have around. And when I first started as CCA, I could go do their nails, do their hair, do all kinds of different activities. Now I can't even stop and have a chat for 5 minutes. So they're all being left behind. They're not used to what we are used to when we first started towards what you're used to now. And you feel guilty that you can't spend that time with them.
Of course.
Yeah, you did. I myself, I just had to deal with an issue there with my mother. And you do feel guilty because, I mean, you want to spend as much time as you can with them, but your time is limited and our jobs are very, very demanding, and it seems to be putting more responsibilities on the workers and not compensating them for them. So that's what needs to be pushed back against the government.
Yeah, and just because it's a free course doesn't mean that you could be a CCA either, and I don't believe in that. I think they should have to kind of see what the job is like, see if they like that kind of thing. Because not everyone is meant to do that. But you could find something else that you're good at within that facility. You don't have to be CCA. We need people to work all kinds of different jobs. And I think that's where the government needs to say, okay, the diet aides, the cooks, the this, the that, look at all the people in the long-term care sector. Maybe I want to go back to school and be an LPN. Maybe someone like talk to the workers to see what they're good at. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you should have that right.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's criminal.
Yeah.
The fact that, you know, you're so underpaid. And in my eyes, you're undervalued.
Yeah.
Because if the government valued you, you would be making what you should be making.
Yeah, and they shouldn't be creating a divide between all the different classifications.
No, they should not.
And that's what happens, right? Everyone's against each other because someone got a raise, CCA's got a raise, no one else did. So it's hard.
Well, that's why I always say that an injury to one is an injury to all. There's no question about that. Yeah. I appreciate you taking the time to stop and chat for a few minutes.
Thank you. Nice meeting you guys.
Absolutely. It's very nice to meet you as well.
I'll spread the word. CUPE Talks.
I like that.